Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thulani. I am a registered nurse currently working in the UK. On this video, I'm going to talk about my journey to the UK as a South African registered nurse. I'll try to be as quick as I can because the information is too much, but I want to make sure you get to understand the process. And then before I start, this is my advice. If you're planning to go abroad, make sure it's your own decision, and then sometimes, or most of the times, your friends and people around you may discourage you and tell you things about the places. I remember some people were telling me that, oh, people have been to the UK or America, but they don't have this, they don't have that. But that's not the truth. And the people who will be telling you all those things have never been in those countries. So this is my advice. Do your things on your own. Don't tell. Just start. So, the process. Now, I'm just going to start with the first steps that you need to take before you start the process. Alright, the first thing that you need to do, go and apply for your passport. Make sure you have your passport, and then after you have applied for your passport, you go and apply for your English exam. So, in the UK, for every person who is coming from non-speaking or non-majority speaking English speaking countries must take an English exam to come to the UK. So the English exams that are acceptable by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK, which is NMC, is the IELTS and the OET. So the IELTS simply means International English Language Test. And then OET, it means Occupational English Test, something like that. So those are the two tests that are acceptable in the UK by the NMC for you to register as a nurse. So that is the second step. When you book for this English exam, you need to study. So on the portal or the website of the British Council where you book your IELTS, there will be study materials. There are some YouTube videos that will help you as well with your studies, and then the tips and everything there that you'll get. And the OET as well will have study material, and there will be YouTube videos as well to help you pass your exams. And after you have booked for your exam, and after you have studied and made sure you understood what is required, because this exam, they just want to see if you'll be able to communicate effectively in the UK, because this is an English speaking country. So that is the second step. I'll be reading from my page down there so that I don't miss anything. So the prices at the minute for IELTS is 4,800 rands, and for OET is 7,200 rands. So there's arguments around which exam is easier, which exam is harder, but then I will not pick. I've only written IELTS, and then it was not easy for me. I wrote 3 times and then I passed on my 3rd time. So passing, I mean to reach the scores that they want. So I'll link the website below to the NMC for you to get the requirements for the English, what they need and what you need to get in order for you to be registered. Also OET as well. So that is what you need. That is money. And again, my advice here, this process is costly, okay, but the costs are nothing compared to what you'll be getting in the UK or your life in the UK. So don't worry much about that. And then again, advice, don't pay anyone to get here quicker. Don't pay any agency. It's free. So the only thing you pay for is your test, your exams, but you don't pay anyone to get you a job. And then that is the second step. After you have got your English exams, you have to register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK, which is the NMC, and you have to pay a fee as well. And the minute the fee is £140, which is an equivalent of about 3,500 rands, plus or minus. And then that's what you have to pay to the NMC on your registration. You do it online, and then they will require your passport. That's why I said the passport is the first thing you need. They will require your passport, they will require your Nursing Council certificate, South African Nursing Council certificate, to apply, and other information that they'll be asking you there. And then after you have applied with the NMC, you need to pay South African Nursing Council what we call a verification fee. And then when you pay for the verification fee, if you go to the website of South African Nursing Council, they will tell you what reference you have to put. It's like Verifee or something like that. So, but you have to go and check so that you are sure about that. And then you have to pay the NMC, the South African Nursing Council as well, a fee, which is plus or minus 2,000 rand. So for this process, it's about 5,000 something to get registered, to get the process started with the NMC. So after they've verified your documentation, the SANC has verified that you are a registered nurse in good standing, then the NMC will send you an email. The email will contain an authorization for you to take a test. So it's 2 tests. It's the OSCE exam and the CBT. So the OSCE, you only do it in the UK, so don't worry about that now. So the CBT is the test that you have to do it in South Africa. So the test, you can do it in, I think, Cape Town, I think Johannesburg, I don't know, but it's Pearson VUE. So on the email, there'll be details about that. You can go online and book for the test. The test is roughly plus or minus 2,000. Yes. So that's the test again, and the test is computer based, so you write it on the computer. The test, just a brief description of the test, is just to check your knowledge as a nurse, medication administration and wound management, but just the basic information. And then there will be study materials that you'll find on the website of the NMC for that exam. So now you have booked your CBT. After you have booked your CBT, I advise you also to apply for your police clearance certificate, because you need this as well. You will not leave the country and go to another country without the police clearance. This is about 150 rands, and then my advice to you is to apply it directly in Pretoria. And the reason is because it takes longer when you apply in your local police station because of the courier. They have to take it to Pretoria, and when it's issued in Pretoria, they have to bring it back. And the process, as you can imagine, is the government, so the process can be lengthy. But if you apply in Pretoria, you can be able to go and collect yourself. And then the police clearance certificate expires after 6 months, and then the English exam expires after 2 years. The CBT is 2 years, and then just the time frames will help you to know how quickly you have to be, and then how quick you have to be. And then after the CBT, and you have now applied for your police clearance certificate, now you can book for the TB test after you have got your results, CBT results. They don't take time, it's within 24 hours, I think, after you write. And then you can book for your TB test. The TB test is actually just to check if you have TB or you don't. So it's an X-ray that they'll do, and then you only do it in British Council approved stations. So you'll find them on the website. You can Google them, and then you find them, because they will only accept from that. Don't go to a private doctor, don't go to a private hospital, don't pay any other person. It's specifically done by approved centers. So those centers, you have to pay for that. I think it's about 2,000 rands, or 2,000 to 3,000, I don't know, but somewhere like that. I've been here almost 4 years now, so it's been long. My information about the pricing may not be very accurate. And then after you've booked for your TB, and then you have your CBT, and you've booked for your TB, or maybe before, let me go back. After your CBT, make sure now you look for an agency to get you a job in the UK. And the reason why I didn't start with the agency in the beginning, there's no agency that's going to take you serious without these exams, because there are a lot of people who just want to go outside, but they're not willing to go through the process. But once you have nailed these exams, and then now you go to an agency, you'll get a quick response. And the agencies are the ones who will be booking you interviews in the UK, getting you a job. And then when they book you for an interview, they'll give you options, of course, if you want to go to a hospital or a care home, and then you'll get an interview. And then what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to have a book, sort of compiling a book of the steps and all the interview tips and everything that you need along the way. It will be much easier that way. I may not be able to talk about everything on the video, but I'll try to do that. And also in the next videos, just to give more information of what I may have missed here. And then after you have done that, after you have booked, they'll book you for an interview, and then you go and you pass your interview, they'll give you a job offer. And the job offer will be having basically your salary, your hours of work, and the conditions and everything. You just read it. It's maybe about 4 pages, and then you just read it. It's not really that big or that long, so you can read it, and then you sign for it. After that, that's when they'll issue you with what we call COS, Certificate of Sponsorship, which you need to apply for your visa. Without it, you cannot apply for your visa. So the Certificate of Sponsorship is just for an employer to state that they have given you a job, you are going to work for them, and then so you can come to the UK, because they don't want someone to go to the UK without a job, because they may do other things. And then that is that. And then you choose whether you want to go to the hospitals or you want to go to the care homes. Care homes pay better than the hospitals, so but that's your choice. And then I'll talk a brief about the pays in the next video. I'll try to make a video, maybe 5 minutes video about the pay and everything. So after now you have got the job, you have been issued with a COS, which is a certificate of sponsorship. You have applied for your police clearance, you have booked for your TB test, and then now the next step will be for you to apply for your visa. Once you get your COS, you can apply for your visa online. So you apply for your visa online, the agency will guide you on this, and I'll also give you more information on that book as well, which is just a pamphlet, whatever that you call it, the book, whatever. But then of the steps, because that will be easy, because you'll be ticking a box as you go. And then after you have applied for your visa online, and then you'll have to go to Pretoria. I think the embassy is in Pretoria, where you actually have to go and do your biometrics, which is the fingerprinting, and then to submit the documentation that they will tell you they need. When you apply for the visa, they'll give you a checklist of the documentations that they need, and then that's what you're going to do. And then when you've applied for the visa, you go and do your biometrics. They'll give you an appointment date, you go and do your biometrics, and then after your biometrics, you leave your passport there and other documentation, and then it takes about 3 weeks for your visa to come back. It can come back shortly after 2 weeks, mine did, and then you receive an email for you to come and collect your visa. And then when now you go and collect your visa, you'll be liaising with your agency, telling them that your visa is back. And then at that time, my advice, after you have applied for your visa, is the time to think about resigning, because the likelihood is that you're going to get the visa. I don't know anyone who has been rejected, unless if maybe they'll misinformation. So that's why now you can resign to be able to serve your notice, because after the visa you are likely to go earlier, because we have what we call a VNET, which is an UK entry clearance. It has an expiry date of when you can enter the country, and also you don't want to be staying in South Africa longer with that, so you need to be planning your exit. And then again, after you've got your visa, your agency now, or your employer via your agency, will pay for your flight tickets. And then the flight tickets, they will send them to you with the date that you'll be flying out of the country. And then that is you now. You are going to pack the bags, say byes to your families and friends, and then everything, and then cry and do whatever, and then you'll be ready to fly out of the country. And then you'll be flying out of the country from the nearest airport. So you'll tell them which airport is closer to you. And then I prefer, these people will pay for your flight. So don't say, let's say for example you live in Limpopo and you say you will fly from OR Tambo. I rather say I will fly from Polokwane because it's closer, unless if maybe you don't mind driving to OR Tambo, which is fine. So after you flew, when you get to the UK, your agency representative will be waiting for you to welcome you to the UK. So they'll wait for you, they'll help you with your bags and transportation to your place where you'll be living. So depending on where you've chosen. UK has 4 countries. It's England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, so it's your choice. I'm going to talk about these countries in another video, which one, the cost of living and everything, because I know these countries. I have friends in these countries, but I'm in another part which I'll talk about later. So that's you getting into the UK. They'll take you to a new place where you'll be working. They'll take you to your accommodation, and then your employer will pay for the first month's rent. That is the usual. Some may pay for longer, but this is what they will usually do. And then they'll support you with settling in, you getting yourself set up, and getting your mobile phone, taking you to the bank to get your bank account open, and then you have to do a lot of things. I'll talk about the other things about registering with a doctor in the other video. I don't want this video to be too long. So let me check what I have missed. That is that for now, guys. And then they will introduce you, of course, to your employer and your colleagues, and you'll meet your people, and you'll be in the UK. And then, guys, I want to cut the video here. I don't want to be too long, but I'll have another video just to continue from here. So those are the steps. My advice again, these steps, they cost money, and then there's no shortcut. Remember, you can't bribe your way into it, but you can do it smoothly. It doesn't take time. It took me about 4 or 5 months, and then it can be it's quicker. Nowadays, some people will come here within 3 months. So guys, just if you want to come, I can tell you I'm in the UK. I've been here for about 4 years and I loved it here. And there's a lot of nice things in the UK. And then the pay is good. I'll talk about that in another video. Guys, that's it for now. And please like this video and share it with other people who you know will need this video, like most of the nurses. I know in South Africa now, the jobs are scarce. Most people are not working and most people think, you know, they're stuck. But your career, your profession is in need, in demand. So it's needed, it's in demand, high demand. So guys, like the video and subscribe. See you later. Bye.